Dear friends, in class 9 we are studying quadrilaterals, and first quadrilateral that we are going to study in more detail is the parallelogram and its properties we are going to study. Now properties of parallelogram. In first theorem, this is theorem 1. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Let us try to understand this. So if ABCD is a parallelogram, if this is a parallelogram, ABCD is a parallelogram, then it divides this. The diagonal divides the parallelogram into equal triangles. That is what the theorem says. These two triangles must be equal. If we draw a diagonal, then these two triangles must be congruent. Or even if you draw like these diagonals, these two triangles must be congruent. Please note, diagonal divide. So triangle 1 must be congruent to triangle 2, and if you are drawing the diagonal like this, then also triangle 3 must be congruent to triangle 4. This is what the theorem says. Let us see how it can be proved. So we are given a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. It means we are given that ABCD is a parallelogram. Quadrilateral ABCD is parallelogram. And we will take BD as a diagonal. And BD is its diagonal. This is given to us. We have to prove that triangles are congruent. To prove, we have to prove triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ABD is congruent to, it will be CDB. Please note, ABD will be congruent to CDB. This is what we have to prove. Here, please be careful about the vertices. Now see how it can be proved. We have already said it, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. It means opposite sides are parallel. So AB is parallel, AD is parallel to BC and AB is parallel to DC. This is what is the definition of the parallelogram. So here we can say that AD is, now in this case we are going to consider AD parallel to BC. AD is parallel to BC. Reason is, according to the definition of parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel. So this is according to definition of parallelogram. According to definition of parallelogram, we know that opposite sides are parallel only. Then only it will be called as parallelogram. If opposite sides are not parallel, we cannot call it a parallelogram. If you are calling it a parallelogram, it means opposite sides must be parallel. So AD is parallel to BC. Now see, if AD is a parallel to BC, you can consider BD as a diagonal, BD as a transversal. Please note, if BD is the transversal, so consider BD as transversal. BD as transversal. I hope everybody remembers angles and lines. In that chapter we have studied two parallel lines, and if there is a transversal, then alternate angles are congruent. So if AD is parallel to BC and BD is transversal, we can say these two angles are congruent. It means this angle is congruent to this angle. So angle ADB is congruent to, angle ADB is congruent to, ADB is congruent to CBD. CBD. Reason is alternate angles. Alternate angle theorem. Alternate angle theorem. Now see, next time we are going to consider AB parallel to CD. That is also possible. That is the definition of parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. It means AB must be parallel to DC. So here AB is parallel to DC. Reason is again definition of parallelogram. According to definition of parallelogram. Please note, we have already studied that opposite sides, if both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then we call that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. Here we are calling it a parallelogram. It means opposite sides must be parallel. So AB is parallel to DC. Now if AB is parallel to DC, please note, these are two sides, then this can be considered as a transversal. So again consider BD as transversal. BD as transversal. Please note, we have said angles in the Z. Z letter stands for alternate angles. If you rotate it or take a mirror image of it, you will get Z letter. So please note, this angle is congruent to this angle. That is angles in Z. That is alternate angles are congruent. So we will get angle ABD. Angle ABD. ABD is congruent to angle CDB. CDB. Reason is again alternate angle theorem. Alternate angle theorem. Now this BD is congruent to BD. BD is congruent to BD. Every segment is congruent to itself. So it means it is a common side. So please note, we have got two angles congruent and the side included by them is congruent. So these two triangles are congruent by angle side angle test. So for this, one-to-one correspondence is very important. How to write I have already told. From angles we can write angle D corresponds to B. So please note, D corresponds to B. Then B corresponds to D. B corresponds to D. Now remaining letter in this is, remaining vertex in this triangle is A, must correspond to remaining, that is C. It means if you write the triangle from downside, I will get ABD congruent to CDB. That is the same thing that was asked. So I will get triangle ABD congruent to triangle CDB by angle side angle test. Angle side angle test. Thus, we can say that a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Dear friends, next property is, we are studying first property and we have studied that a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Now, if you see the second property is opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. So, second property I am writing, opposite sides of parallelogram. Opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Parallelogram are equal. Now, please note, it means we are given that quadrilateral ABCD is parallelogram. And this time we have to prove that opposite sides are equal, means we have to prove that AD is parallel to BC. So we have to prove opposite sides are parallel, that is AD is congruent to BC and AB is congruent to DC. AB is equal to DC. You can say equal or congruent both. So here we have to prove that AD is equal to BC and AB is equal to DC. That is, we have to prove that opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. This is the second property that we are going to study. We are given that quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram and BD is a diagonal. Now, in order to prove that opposite sides are equal, we have to prove the same. That is, two triangles are congruent. So first, we can prove that triangles are congruent, or you can use directly the first properties, this theorem, and we can say that triangles are congruent. If triangles are congruent, then we know that If both triangles are kept one above the other, their three sides will exactly coincide with the three sides and three angles will exactly coincide with the three angles. So here A must be kept on C, B must be kept on D and D must be kept on B. Then only these triangles will coincide. It means side formed by first second vertex is equal to side formed by first second vertex. Side formed by second third vertex is equal to side formed by second third vertex, and side formed by first and third vertex is equal to side formed by first and third vertex. It means here we will get AD, or you can say AB, that is this first two letters is equal to first two letters. So here you will get side AB is equal to side CD. Reason is corresponding sides of congruent triangles. And you will also get AD, that is the first and third, is equal to first and third. So you will get AD is equal to CB. Please note, AD is equal to CB means AD is equal to BC. So AD is equal to CD, therefore I can say that AD is equal to BC. Here also you can say that corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Thus we can say that opposite sides of parallelogram are always equal.